Welcome to day 5 of the Flats and Handwashing Challenge. Through the annual Flats Challenge, we strive to spread awareness of ways that more families can cloth diaper their babies. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've been hand washing cloth diapers for the Flats Challenge. This video is in 2 parts. First, I'm going to show you how I washed and lanolized wool diaper covers the day before the challenge started. I also have a separate video going into more details of this process if you're curious. Then second, I'll show you how I've been washing flat cloth diapers in a Scrubba wash bag. I'll include timestamps in the description box below in case you just want to watch one or the other. First up, here's how I washed and lanolized the wool covers the day before the challenge started. It's the day before the Flats Challenge starts, so I need to wash and lanolize the 2 wool covers I'll be using for the challenge and let them dry overnight. Hopefully they'll be ready to go in the morning. I chose 2 of my trusty wool covers to use during this challenge. Even though I washed my baby greens one a few days ago, I'm going to wash it again because I just want to make sure it has a really good thick lanolin coat on it before we get going with the challenge. If I'm lucky, who knows, maybe I won't have to wash these again during the week. And then our Truly Karis wool bubble shorts out of mid-weight wool. These fit over anything and they're good for going out, and we will be going out one day during the challenge. So I'm going to get these washed as well. I'm going to wash them both in the sink using some Karis and You lanolin-free wool wash. I am holding a baby in my arms while I'm doing this, so it doesn't always go perfectly like in my videos where I demonstrate how to wash and lanolize. Left the woolies in the lanolin bath for about 20 minutes, but I'm running out of time here. It's already 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and we're having a kind of dreary, overcast day today, so I need to get these drying on the dry rack. And I think I'll add some extra lanolin after they're dry. Using the towel to get out as much of the moisture as I can so they'll dry faster on the rack. I need these to be dry by tomorrow morning so I can start using them. At least these mid-weight wool bubble shorts are pretty thin, so I think those should dry overnight. This baby greens cover is a bit thicker. Hopefully they're both dry by tomorrow. Now let's take a look at how I've been washing the flats in the Scrubba wash bag. During the week-long Flats Challenge, I've been storing my dirty diapers in this makeshift diaper pail. This is a large size Planet Wise wet bag. When I tried having it just on the floor, it was too flumped over and really hard to put the diapers and wipes in, so I put it in this box. So the first thing I do is I bring this into the bathroom and I kind of sort through what's in here. My Scrubba bag can only wash about 5 to 6 diapers at a time, so I sort through and see if I have 10 or 12, how I should divide it up. 1, 2, and then I separate out the wipes. It just wasn't working washing the diapers and the wipes all together, so I have this smaller Delicates bag, the Allurette, and I put the wipes in here so that I can wash them separately. Otherwise, they were making it really difficult to properly agitate the diapers. As I take the flats out, I make sure to shake them out. I don't want them all folded up anymore. It's 3, 4. I sorted it into 2 piles of 5 each, so I'll be doing 2 separate loads. This one hanging up here was one of our poopy diapers, so what I did is I rinsed this immediately in the sink, and then I scrubbed it with some Bunch of Farmers stain remover stick, got it looking nice and clean, and just hung it there to dry. So I'll add this to one of the piles. My baby is 3.5 months old and exclusively breastfed, so poops are water soluble and wash out pretty easily. Okay, I'll go ahead and put them in the Scrubba bag. I try not to have them too bunched up or balled up when I put them in. I'm gonna fill it with hot water up to this higher fill line, and then for both the first and second washes, I use half a teaspoon of the Unicorn Beyond Clean. Let me get the water hot first. Okay, so I make sure the water is about at this fill line, and now I need to get the extra air out of here. So I kind of fold it over before I start rolling the top here, because it's better if you don't start out with too much air. And then clip it, and there's this valve here to let out the air. So it's best to do this with the bag standing up. If you do it with the bag laying down, you'll lose a lot of water. Try to get out the air, usually some water comes out too. Okay, I'm gonna move it to the shower. It says to rub for 30 seconds to 3 minutes, so I usually count to myself to make sure I'm doing at least 30 seconds. So there's a washboard built in on the bottom here, so when I'm rubbing, I'm just agitating against the washboard. I find these gummy flats from Fruit of the Womb kind of get balled up, and so it's harder to get good agitation. The muslin flats are easier to wash in this wash bag. They don't ball up as much. I just try to make sure I'm getting all of the flats on all the sections of the bag and not forget the ones that are up here. Now I'm gonna let it soak in here for a bit before I do a rinse. I don't have a set time because for me it's usually first thing in the morning I get them in here, and then whenever baby's napping, whenever I have a break from taking care of the kids, I'll come back to it, so who knows how long it soaks. At least 20 minutes, but it could be all day. I do a very similar wash process for the wipes up to the higher fill line, and then sometimes if the wipes are still looking dirty, I might add a little bit of the oxygen brightener in there. But I'm also using the Unicorn Beyond Clean to wash these as well. It's been about half an hour, so I'm gonna agitate this some more and then dump the water in the toilet. I don't want to dump the diapers into the toilet, so I kind of hold it around here to make sure that they don't fall in. And then once most of the water is out, I kind of squeeze the diapers to try to squeeze more water out. So I don't really wring the diapers out in between. I suppose you could, but I'm too lazy for that. So for each wash and rinse, I just try to get as warm or hot of water as we can. We have solar heating here, and it just really fluctuates on the day how hot our water will get. I'm gonna fill it back up again to that higher fill line. I'll agitate again. I'm not showing you guys the whole agitation just because I don't want to bore you, but I'll agitate and then I'll let soak again. I I try to kind of separate them out if they're getting too balled up, because I don't think they get good and scrubbed if they're in a tight little ball in there. They've been soaking in the rinse water for a bit now, so I'm going to agitate and then dump the water out. Now I'll repeat the second wash cycle the exact same way. Hot water, half a teaspoon of Unicorn Beyond Clean, agitate, let it soak a bit, agitate, dump that in the toilet, fill with just rinse water, agitate, soak, agitate, dump in the toilet. So I do my first and second wash cycles exactly the same. I've been washing the wipes the exact same way in this smaller wash bag. I'm even using the same amount of detergent, half a teaspoon of the Unicorn Beyond Clean, because the wipes are actually the dirtiest part of our diaper laundry. They're the ones that tend to get the poop on them, so they need a good thorough cleaning. The only difference is in one of the wash cycles, I'll be adding a little bit of the Nellie's Oxygen Brightener, maybe about a third a scoop since this is a small load. If a particular cloth wipe is especially dirty, I'll use some Bunch of Farmers stain remover stick on it and then spray it with some back out before I let it soak in the bag for a while. Sometimes I'll let the wipes soak for a good portion of the day in the small bag. When I add the Nellie's Brightener, I think it makes it bubble a bit, so after I close the bag and vent out the air, I agitate it and then I vent out the air one more time to make sure it's not just expanding too much inside the bag. I can see some bubbling action going on there. Now that I've drained the rinse water from the second wash cycle, I could go ahead and wring these out and hang them up, but if I have time, I prefer to give them a more thorough rinse in the sink to really get all the detergent out. I'm not the best at wringing all the water out, so what I've been doing is laying them in a towel, rolling it up, and stomping on it to try to get some of the extra water out. Then I hang them on the drying racks to dry by the window. I'll open up the window and turn on the fan here in a second. We don't have any outdoor space, so we just hang it inside, and it's been working pretty well. I also have these hangers with these little clippies on them that work great for hanging the wipes. So I do the same process with the wipes as well. The other day when I was running low on diapers and hoping they dry quickly, I think it took about 3.5 hours during the daytime for them to dry. So that's the process of how I've been washing and drying the flat cloth diapers. If you want to know more about if I ended up liking my chosen wash method of using the Scrubba wash bag and what my main challenges and struggles were, please subscribe for day 7, where I'll be giving a recap of how the week-long Flats challenge went. Please subscribe for more on natural cloth diapering and elimination communication.